Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about syphilis. The causative organism of syphilis is Treponema pallidum. It is a thin, delicate spirochete having a size of 10 micrometer length and zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 width. It is actively motile and stained by silver impregnation method, negative staining and also Giemsa staining. Pathogenic treponemas do not grow in artificial culture media. It is maintained by serial testicular passage in lab animals. Resistance of the organism. The organism is readily inactivated by drying or by heat, maintained at a temperature of 41 to 42 degrees Celsius. It can also be inactivated by distilled water, soap, antiseptics, etc. Antigenic structure of Treponema pallidum is highly complex. We can see mainly three types of antigenic structure. The first is cardiolipin antigen. Antibodies which react to this antigenic structure are known as reagin antibodies. Demonstration of reagin antibodies is a non-specific test mainly which we can see in VDRL, Wassermann complement fixation test and also as flocculation test. The second is group specific antigen. It is found in Treponema pallidum and also in non-pathogenic treponemas. The third is species specific antigen. Antibodies to this antigen is demonstrated by specific test and usually this antigen is a polysaccharide. Coming to the pathogenicity. Generally, we can classify syphilis into two types, venereal syphilis and non-venereal syphilis. Venereal syphilis is acquired by sexual contact. Non-venereal syphilis, the first one is congenital syphilis, where the infection is transmitted from mother to fetus transplacentally. And non-venereal syphilis is also seen as occupational disease in doctors and nurses. In them, primary chancre appears on the finger. Also, we can see non-venereal trypomatosis, and it occurs in endemic foci where there is poor hygiene. Coming to venereal syphilis. Treponema pallidum enters through cuts or abrasion. The incubation period is usually 10 to 90 days. And we can see a primary lesion which is also known as chancre or hard chancre. So a chancre is a painless, relatively avascular, circumscribed, indurated, superficially ulcerated lesion. And it is covered by thick glary exudate which is rich in spirochetes. And infectivity is maximum at this stage. Infectivity is maximum during the first 2 years of the disease and it reduces after 5 years. Even before the chancre appears, the spirochetes spread from the site of entry into lymph as well as to the blood. And the lymph nodes were swollen at this time. Chancre heals spontaneously within 10 to 40 days. And then comes the secondary syphilis. Secondary syphilis sets after primary chancre heals. And usually the patient will be asymptomatic as well as highly infectious. And we can see the development of secondary lesions. And there is a widespread of organism and multiplication as well as dissemination of organism through blood. The main symptoms which we can see during the secondary stage is roseolar papular skin lesions, mucus patches in oropharynx, condylomata. Condylomata is a characteristic lesion which we can see in mucocutaneous junction. And after that there is a period of quiescence which is also known as latent syphilis. And during this stage the patient remains asymptomatic and the diagnosis is only possible by serological method. And after several years the clinical manifestations reappears and this stage is known as tertiary syphilis. And during this stage the main symptoms include cardiovascular lesions, chronic granulomata meningovascular manifestations. After several decades, sometimes the patients develop neurological manifestation, and this stage is known as late tertiary syphilis. Coming to the diagnostic part. So we can mainly diagnose by two methods. The first one is demonstration of spirochetes under microscope. The second is demonstration of antibodies in serum or CSF. So this demonstration of spirochetes under microscope is applicable in primary stage, secondary stage, and also in the stage with superficial lesions as well as congenital lesions. Mainly we do by two methods. We can prepare wet films and we can observe under dark phase microscopy. But it has two disadvantages. That is, first is it gives a low sensitivity result, and also we have to take very care as it is highly infectious at this stage. And the alternative method is direct fluorescent antibody test. It is one better as well as safer method. And here the smears are fixed with acetones and it is tagged with fluorescent tagged anti-treponema pallidum antiserum. Coming to the second method, that is demonstration of antibodies in serum or CSF. So here we can see three methods: demonstration of reagent antibodies. The second is demonstration of antibodies reacting to group specific antigen. Demonstration of antibodies reacting to specific antigen. Coming to the first method, demonstration of reagent antibodies. So this is standard test for syphilis. The antibody which reacts with cardiolipin is known as reagent antibodies. And this is demonstrated firstly by Wassermann complement fixation test. And it is replaced by simple flocculation test, which is known as Kant test. And it was the first flocculation test which was widely used for diagnosing syphilis. And again it is replaced by the simple as well as rapid test VDRL test. So it gives a quantitative result also. So in this test, inactivate serum is mixed with cardiolipin antigen on a special slide and it is rotated for some minutes and we get clumps. The clumps are formed for positive result and results are given as reactive, weak, reactive, non-reactive. And there is another test which is called as rapid plasma reagent test. So the main difference between VDRL as well as rapid plasma reagent test is that we can use CSF as well as serum as specimens in case of in VDRL test, whereas in RPR test we can use unheated plasma as well as serum, and CSF cannot be used in RPR test. And nowadays we use automated RPR versions. And the main disadvantage of STS is that biological false positive reaction, since cardiolipin antigen is shared by both treponema and also by mammalian tissues. So sometimes it shows false positive reactions. Mainly false positive reactions, it gives two type of reaction. The first is acute reaction and the second is chronic reaction. Acute reaction lasts for few weeks or months, whereas chronic reaction persists for more than 6 months. Coming to the second is demonstration of antibodies which is reacting to group specific antigen. And for this we mainly use Reiter protein complement fixation test. And for this we use lipopolysaccharide protein complex of antigen which is derived from treponema. And another is specific test. So the first test which we see under this specific test is TPI, treponema pallidum immobilization test. And the second, it is known as gold standard test for syphilis. And the second test is TPHA, Treponema pallidum hemagglutination test. So TPHA has some advantages when we compare with TPI. It is simpler, more economical and sensitive. Treponema pallidum antigen is coated on the surface of red blood cells and specific antibody in test sera causes hemagglutination. And another test, specific test is FTA, fluorescent treponemal antibody test. It is an indirect immunofluorescence test. And this test is modified by FTA absorption test. And also there are many enzyme immunoassay kits available from market for diagnosing this disease. Coming to epidemiology. So it is a natural infection which we can see in humans. And this organism and this disease is worldwide in distribution. Cell mediated immunity is more relevant, whereas humoral immunity is less effective. Coming to the prophylactic methods. Mainly the prophylactic method include safe sex, prophylactic penicillin, and there is no vaccine for taking the prevention. And the treatment. The most effective drug for treatment is penicillin. And doxycycline as well as ceftriaxone, it is given to the patients who have allergy towards penicillin. So that's all about it. Thank you.